The demands placed on school leaders are growing daily. The job certainly is not getting any easier, particularly for new and inexperienced administrators. In New York, approximately 2/3 of new principals leave the school in which they started their careers within the first 6 years. In response, SAANYS has developed a MentorCoach service aimed at providing coaching support for new and even mid-career administrators. Preparing school leaders for success and sustaining those successful school leaders is critical to the future of education. Now more than ever, it's essential that our school leaders be provided with high-quality support as they tackle the difficult, challenging, and rewarding work of educating our children. Oftentimes, school leaders found themselves working with teacher mentors without having experienced the benefits of having a mentor coach themselves. Hence, in 2008, the SAANYS Board of Directors established a mentoring committee and charged it with developing a service that would support school leaders. The committee was charged with visiting other established and successful mentoring programs, such as the acclaimed program from the Ontario Principals Council, and gathering the best practices and research. Our SAANYS MentorCoach service. The Roots of Success has been designed to fill a gap that has existed for too long, the limited opportunity to grow professionally from a mentoring-coaching relationship. Roots of Success is grounded in research, developed by practitioners, and organized by an association whose goal is to support excellence in school leadership practices.
Hi, my name's Dave Slater. I'm from Cobsco-Richmondville, and I've been an intern for the past, I was an intern for the past 6 months, but I've been working with the SAANYS mentoring program in Bonnie Tryon for the last year, and it has been a pleasure because I have learned so much about being a leader that I couldn't have learned from my internship at school and even the leadership courses that I've taken over the past 2 years. The things that I value, the integrity and collaboration and the trusting relationships, are all part of the SAANYS Mentoring Coach program, which has been an invaluable tool for what I have learned and used over the last several months.
So, what are the foundational principles of our service? Successful coaching is predicated on co-creating a trusting relationship between the coach and the mentee. It is believing the mentee is capable of being the expert in his or her own life. It is about supporting the mentee's yearning for change based on where they are and where they want to go. Coaching stands firmly on the belief that the mentee is naturally curious and reflective. It supports the idea that there is always a world of possibilities and choices. Coaching is believing that the coach shares their beliefs and experiences only when necessary, and constantly dictating the mentee's path is not in their long-term best interest. SAANYS believes strongly in these principles, and they are consistently reflected in how we manage the mentoring in service. SAANYS trains all of its coaches to practice essential coaching skills. These skills include to listen with the intent to understand, not to summarily respond. This deep listening is critical. To ask impactful questions that lead to greater understanding and ultimately better solutions. To provide the mentee with feedback that acknowledges and challenges and leads to better solutions. To hold fast to the mentee's agenda. To move the mentee to action planning as a result of deepened reflection. To stay away from fixing the mentee. In the end, that's the mentee's responsibility. Let's view part of a coaching session. Try to see what the coach and mentee are doing to advance learning.
And what are your sense of their understanding of the purpose of this? You know, it's something new and different, and I know a lot of it is because maybe they feel like it's imposed from the outside. But what are your thoughts in terms of connecting it to something maybe more meaningful than just something you do because you have to do?
Well, and that's a good question because when I left the meeting, I had all these things going through my head, and one of the things I thought about was, like, I have a frame of reference of how all these pieces connect,
right.
And what I started thinking about was maybe they don't have that
right.
same understanding. So
right.
I sat down with our data inquiry team and I said to them, okay, what are all the terms we keep kicking around? What are you hearing from your colleagues that they're confused about? So we generated a big list, and then we came up with 2 flowcharts.
Okay.
And we kind of separated out race to the top and then our SAANYS status.
Okay.
And we said, what are all the different pieces with race to the top? What are the pieces with our SAANYS status? And then are there any overlaps, like the Common Core?
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe if we started our next faculty meeting by maybe backing up a little bit and talking about, here's the big umbrella.
Yeah.
And, our purpose, whether we're on a list or not, is always about getting better and having more focused instruction that's going to help our kids learn. This is just something that, has kind of been added to our conversation, but this is not a new discussion for us. I was wondering if that might help, too.
Oh, well, so, yeah, it seems to me like what you just did, it sounds to me like you reframed it.
Okay.
It seems to me like by saying, well, this is something we have to do, but you know what, it's also an opportunity for us to get better.
Yeah.
That sounds like an important reframing that you did. Was that? Do you think they had that message before the meeting, or now afterwards, interpreting the silence, that maybe led you to reframe it?
It did, because like I said, I know that they're great teachers, so to me, I just went in there assuming that they would have that same level of confidence when they came together as a mixed group to talk about instruction. So it kind of shocked me, but then, like you said, that silence reminded me I needed to do something differently and shift our focus if I wanted them to be part of the discussion.
Yeah, I think that was insightful on your part to get that sense about why they were quiet and see that it was, and what you said was someone was looking to give the right answer.
Yes.
So to me what that implies is they were worried about being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, and so they're going to need maybe some motivation to get over that fear. And I think that the reframing that you did, I think, is going to help them see that what they're doing is not just something because they didn't make the grade, so to speak, but maybe it's an opportunity to get better. So how do you think they would respond to that, to the reframing?
It's almost like I was missing the objective for the lesson. I didn't really frame it for them well.
Well, I think what you said, too, is that they were afraid they were going to say the wrong thing, which, here again, what that says to me is they already feel they've done the wrong thing, so to speak. That somehow their school isn't good enough, meaning they're not good enough because they received this designation. Yeah. Does that make sense,
you
think?
Absolutely. It's kind of shut down the confidence without, us really even thinking of it that way. So.
But it's clear to me that you never had any lack of confidence in them.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And by reframing it the way you did, you're sort of reaffirming that confidence you do have in them.
Yeah, I definitely need to back up and be more explicit if I want them to kind of take the focus away from where they are, that fear, and put it on.
I'll ask you another question. They were reluctant maybe to speak up about their practice, but how do you feel they would be in a situation where they talked about their feelings regarding being on the list? Have you ever devoted any time to that? How do you think that would go? If you sort of step back and just said, how are we feeling?
I haven't really taken the time to talk to them about their feelings about being on the list. We've tried to make sure that we keep their confidence where it is by stressing, you're good teachers, and that hasn't changed. But we've not stepped back and said, how do you feel about being on this list, and maybe airing that might be a good way to kind of get that out of their minds and refocus on where we need to be, which is reminding ourselves that we are good teachers. We're always looking at ways to be more effective with our students, and that this type of conversation, although maybe the impetus is not a positive thing, when we get that baggage that we're carrying, those negative feelings out of the way, maybe we can really get back to the business of talking about what we know is best for kids.
A lot goes on in helping guide the mentees through their own development process. Based on the work of Whitworth Kimsley, House, and Sundell, each mentee and coach are guided by an established path to improvement. To begin, the mentee determines areas of improvement by assessing their own performance against established leadership standards. Then, the coach draws out of the mentee a fuller understanding of the improvement area to ensure the mentee is ready to tackle the improvement. After a full awareness has been established, the mentee, with the help of the coach, determines possible paths to take to resolve an issue or work on a leadership change. Following this, the coach makes sure the mentee is committed to this change. The next step is about developing a specific action plan. This coaching path not only provides structure to the coaching, but challenges the mentee to follow a clear commitment to improvement. Coaching conversations differ from typical spur-of-the-moment conversations. First, they are highly intentional rather than just friendly or informal interactions. Coaching conversations are focused on one person. Their purpose is to stimulate growth and change. In other words, coaching conversations lead to action.
He was part counselor, part coach, part mentor. But I think some of the key things were he never gave me the answers. He always made me work through them myself, and he questioned everything that I did and made me really think things through. And in the end, I came up with my own ideas and my own goals and my own objectives. But sometimes it was just nice to have someone to sit there to help you clarify your direction. Because a lot of times in this position, you don't have anyone who is around you who can give you a totally objective view. So I've really gained a lot from it, and I think he's helped me grow as an administrator.
Preparing school leaders for success and sustaining those successful school leaders is critical to the future of education. Now more than ever, it is essential that our school leaders be provided with high-quality support as they tackle the difficult, challenging, rewarding work of educating our children. SAANYS MentorCoach service, the roots of success. It's designed to fill a gap that has existed for too long, yet limited opportunity to grow professionally from a mentoring coaching relationship. If you'd like to read more about the SAANYS MentorCoach service, download the attached article using the attachment tab to the left or at the bottom of the screen. Contact me, Mike Johnson at SAANYS, for more information. Thank you.